Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go for a ride. Oh, yeah. It's a little bit different in here, isn't it? All right. Woo. Now this has been a lot of work. All right, couple things to note about if you ever want to do a van thing and you start with something that was like this camper and had all that stuff to remove. This is 3 days of solid, working into the night and getting up early in the morning. So it is a lot of work for sure. Ew, yucky. So that's going to be one of the major fixes that I have to do is that. But that'll come later. We're starting to design and get ideas of what we want to do. You can see now what we're thinking here. Right behind the two captain's chairs, this is the bench seat. The bench seat will be accessed from the first side door. So, open up the side door, you'll be able to get into the bench seat here. That's where the kids will be sitting. And then coming out of the second side door, you'll be able to get into the back of the van. Now, the back of the van, for what I'm thinking is, so a bench on either side that are over the wheel wells that unfold into a half a bed that meet in the middle. So the bench on this side would unfold to the bench on this side, and you end up with a full sleeping surface there across the back. But when they're not folded in the benches, and they're in the bench position and they're not unfolded, it allows you to have free space in the middle, so that if we did want to carry anything that was larger in length or whatever, it could be slid in, and it keeps the van to be a little bit more versatile when we're not on trips. If I need to go to the store and get some 2x4s or something like that, I can haul things with it that you wouldn't be able to haul if we built a solid bench that was across the back of it. That's just our idea for now. If you guys have any other ideas of like different ways, or maybe you've seen a video of a cool design, leave a link in the description or in the comments so that I can check it out, because we haven't decided exactly how we want to do this yet. The last thing to remove is that air conditioning unit, and to try to get some of the wooden framework out of here. I'm not sure exactly how I want to frame the inside of this, but I work with wood, I work with steel, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do a steel frame or if I'm going to do a wood frame. But the idea would be fix the water damage, the rust here, get a nice wood or steel frame in here where I'm comfortable with everything. And then I think I'm going to have a company come in and spray foam the inside of this. I've seen people use, hard cell foam or like the hard foam panels. I've seen people use regular like fiberglass insulation, which I pulled out of here. Most of the insulation that was in here was ruined anyways because there was mice living in here. It was just garbage. But I think I'm going to spray foam. The closed cell spray foam is actually waterproofing too, and it fills in all the little cracks. So you can hear how echoey the van is now, and then earlier I went down the road with it. It's really loud. Let's hear what it sounds like. It's all creaky and loud, and the wind goes through everywhere. I'd like to be able to quiet it up. So after I get the framework in everywhere, I'm even going to put a little framework on the floor and even put some insulation down in on the floor. It'll help keep it cooler. It'll help in the summertime. It'll help keep it warmer in the cooler months. And then also it'll cut down on a lot of the sound. I've been considering removing some windows and closing them off. I'm not sure yet because the windows are going to be bad when it comes to the insulation. But a bit of advice, now that I've dove into this and I have a little better idea, a bit of advice to people that are thinking about doing this. First, find out what you want to do, what kind of traveling you're going to do to lead you into what kind of van or camper you want to have. And like for Sharon and I, this one works because it's got room for a family to sleep in it, but we didn't need all of the appliances and stuff. So removing all of them was the right thing, but we had the room. And in order to get this room, a lot of times you end up with a camper that has those. So, but if you're planning on doing more like van living, which is not what I'm doing here, but a lot of people are doing that, then, if you're going to be on the road for months at a time, then maybe you want to leave some of those different appliances, or, maybe you want a shower, that kind of stuff. If you don't want all of those things, take the time to dismantle what you have and don't demolish it and rip everything apart. I've actually went through and tried to take every screw out that I could and take things apart and leave them in good working order. I've ended up with coffee cans full of hardware, screws and nuts and bolts and stuff that I can use for projects. It's money saved in not having to buy hardware. Because there was so much hardware in here, it was nice to take everything apart. It allowed me to keep everything in good condition. So I have a working refrigerator to sell. I've got a working furnace to sell. I've got a working water pump to sell. I've got a working water heater to sell. I've got all of the tanks that were in here. I've got the toilet and the shower. I've dismantled all that. So if anybody's interested in some stuff for their camper, I've got all of that stuff that works because I didn't destroy it when I took it apart. And get yourself some decent tools for it. This little thing from DeWalt is fantastic. It works off of the direction that you turn the screwdriver. So if I want to tighten something up, I can tighten it or loosen it. It's got a gyroscope in there, and that's how it works. But this has been just priceless, being able to use this on this project. And I've got a couple other tools, not so much hammers for smashing things apart, but different screw guns and screwdrivers for taking things apart. And I think that would be one of my biggest pieces of advice, would be to try to dismantle things. Try to take the screws out before you smash it with a hammer. So there you have it, guys. That is update number 1 for the van build. We can see it now in all of its glory. I'm starting to kind of take a break from the destruction and going to try to fix some of those things. Speedometer, cruise control, all of those lists of things that are wrong with it, I'm going to start to try to fix now. But I'm excited. You guys really had a great response to the last video. Everybody wants to see updates. Let me know what you think, and also any ideas. Sharon and I are not set on how we want to design this. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I haven't spent hours looking at things. So if you guys have seen some other builds and stuff, let me know. So give me some inspiration if you have some ideas. But like I said, this is the first little update video on the van build, and I hope that you've enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. I like it, I dig it, I want more of it.